is Jordan Robinson. I was born, raised, and I reside here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
And I am Larry Slayton. I was born in Southern California and grew up here in Vegas.
First time, I'm sure it probably happened before that. I just wasn't aware. But like the first time, my brother and I used to play on a basketball team, and the captains of our team were our best friends, and we played on a cool little traveling team. We couldn't have been more than like 8 or 9 years old. Like my brother's 18 months older than me, so if he was 10, I was 9. And we were practicing out front of my buddy's house. And he lived in a really, at the time, nothing was built up around it, exclusive neighborhood here in Vegas, and a bunch of millionaires lived there. And when we were outside practicing, these two little girls came from next door and asked if they could shoot hoops with us. And we were like, hey, we're running a practice, but you know what? Totally fine. We'll let you take some shots. My buddies Zach and Drew, who are white, went back into their house, and they were grabbing some Gatorades, and so it was just me, my brother, and these two little girls who also happened to be white. And when their mom came outside and saw that we were playing with them, she ran over to us and said, hey, we don't want your gang activity here in our neighborhood. Get away from my daughters, all this other crazy stuff, all these other obscenities that she was shouting at us. Like, we were kids, just playing basketball out in front, and we had no idea what to do. And our teams were all named after NBA teams, and we happened to be the Heat, so our jerseys were red, and so our practice jerseys. She was like, you're dressed like Bloods, and there's been like break-ins in our neighborhood. Like, how is like a 9 and 10-year-old kid going to break in your house? But luckily for us, Zach's mom came out and defended us, and had some choice words for the lady. But that was probably like my first time ever realizing that, whoa, like people don't like me because of the color of my skin or make assumptions because of how I look.
For me, it was similar. I was like probably in middle school. I grew up like in East Las Vegas, so there was always wars between blacks and Mexicans, or Hispanics. So that was kind of like my first time being exposed to it. But to me, it just felt like part of the culture. Like that's just how we were raised. Like my first best friend was white. I had my best friends throughout my life have always been Hispanic. So to me, that was just part of the culture. Like when you grow up in like gang territory, that's how things go. But when I moved to Henderson, that's when I was really exposed to like racism, like just based on my color, not based on like how we were raised as people. Or like, I would get called the N-word multiple times, or I would see people fight just because the color of like skin. You know what I mean? I've seen like a white dude spit on a black dude just for being black at a bus stop and like lit him up, like set him on fire. So like, I mean, emotionally, like not literally set him on fire, but like, like when you experience things like that, it's like, there's nothing like how is he supposed to answer to it? Cause it's like, there's no reason for it. So, and then I've also been like, there's been women who, like, if I'm around their kids or like near their kids in the store or something, they get all nervous and they grab their kid, which is understandable. Like, I'm a large black dude, but at the same time, it's like why, what I mean? Like, if I was just a regular old white woman, or like, what I mean, it most likely wouldn't be an issue. Like, I'm just trying to grab a box of cereal. I'm not like staring a kid down and following them. So, yeah, those are kind of my stories. I try to not let it bother me or like let it get to me, but sometimes you ponder on things like that. So.